So hello fellow Earthlings, this is Earthling 6455463728, and I don't often do this, but who am I and what's the topic for today? The topic for today is that there are probably a lot fewer good parents in the world than we would like to believe. Who am I? I am a guy who has an MBA. I have a bachelor's in computer science. I was in the reserves for a bit, so I have that little military experience. Traveled to a couple of places I never thought I would have traveled to. Japan, Korea, the Grand Canyon, Caracas, Venezuela, Czech Republic. Italy. I've been in the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre. Some cool places when I look back. Anyway, and I've also lost a whole bunch of weight. And I've maintained that for a long time. Like 5 years, more than that. Anyway, good parents. People throw that around all the time, right? Yeah, she's a good mom. Yeah, he's a good dad. Yeah, they're good parents. And the thing is, how the heck do we know? I mean, the people who should be answering that question are probably, some of the people who are saying that these people are good parents who weren't. Where did this all come about? Why am I talking about this? I was listening to David Goggins, sorry. Now, he's an ex-Navy SEAL. He's gained a lot of fame because of his accomplishments. He's broken a pull-up record, Guinness World Book record, and he runs a lot. And what is it called? I can't remember. Where, it's the Navy SEALs thing. I think he's gone through the program maybe twice, 3 times maybe. It's ducks, bucks, something like that. Anyway, he was talking about his upbringing, and it was in a podcast, and he was saying, well, my mom's a good mom. And I was like, based on what you were just saying a minute ago, she doesn't sound like it. Now, I don't blame her for the position that she's in. I've realized something in life, which is everybody's doing the best that they can, right? We are all machines that have been based on the input of our lives. We go through experiences. We are trained by these unfettered, unregulated experiences, this mess that we call life, where there's nobody overseeing that everything runs correctly. There are no parameters really set up. And we come out the other end from, so to speak, with a kid at some point, and we begin to raise that kid or wherever we are in life. That's based on past experiences, and we're doing as good as we know how to do. If a kid grew up only among people who had some sort of impediment walking, they might end up walking like that, even if they didn't have any physical ailments whatsoever. They would just imitate what they had seen. So I don't blame David Goggins' mother for what she was doing, and I don't even blame David Goggins for saying that she was a good mother when clearly she was not able to be one. I mean, that's probably for another recording to say that we have to guess. I guess we have to read between the lines to find the truth of reality, because people need to lie for society to work okay. Every single issue is not an issue that you want to die on that hill kind of thing, as they say. So if he wanted to maintain a good relationship with his mother, at least he couldn't say that she was a bad mother, which she clearly was, by any judging. But yeah, it wasn't her fault. And Whitney Cummings herself, she's talked about the fact that her parents, by any measure, by her measure, were clearly not the best parents, but they were the best parents that they knew how to be, based on the examples that they would have witnessed in life, based on the experiences that they would have had. Even if you've had a certain amount of experiences, if you are able to witness something that is better, and you have the right motivation is present in your life, and you can't create your own motivation, I don't assume so. But yeah, she says that she has had to forgive her parents. Maybe it's just her father, I don't know, but yeah. Also on Whitney Cummings' podcast, there was a guy, another comedian that she knew, who was saying that, well, he wasn't saying, Whitney has to kind of drag some stuff out of him because he's not a very talkative person, as she mentioned and as he noted. Anyway, unfortunately, based on what he is describing about his life, basically one thing that he was saying was that, as a parent, one of the things that he was not on board with, or he wasn't really too happy about, was the fact that his kids were always mommy, mommy, mommy. And he's like, how come it is that they don't ask for him? But then he's like, well, one of the good things about the pandemic is because, is that I get to see my kids more, because otherwise, I would be traveling, I'd be working, I would be on tour. So, I mean, there's a problem right there, right? If it is that you were not seeing your kids as much as you would have liked, because you had to work, that's why everything was mommy, mommy, mommy. And he's also saying, one of the things that the pandemic helped with is the fact that he wasn't always the most patient person, which again would be the reason why the kids would be mommy, 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 I mean, this is a common theme, I think, with everybody who's been on these podcasts, with respect to comics, describing the fact that they're home a lot more. And yeah, your kids are not necessarily going to be as close to you. Yeah, they might love you, but they're probably not going to be as close to you as if you had a job where you were closer to them. And it's really all well and good that, as Whitney was pointing out, that you have success and all of this other stuff, you have a nice car, a nice house, a nice whatever. But that really doesn't make up for the fact that, you have to just admit to yourself that, yeah, I'm probably not the best parent because I have this job. And you can either try to do something about it, like have, too many an exuberance of like Zoom calls or FaceTime or whatever it is, or you can just accept it. I mean, when I think about it, there are many people like Howard Stern, for example, and there's this other guy that Graham Stephan interviewed, this guy who owns all this real estate, and the two of them would say that, maybe I wasn't around as much as I would have liked because of my job, but everything I do is for my kids, and They can see the result of what I have. All of this is because of them. The acclaim that I have, it's because of what I do. Okay, all right. And like, is it Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook? She's like, you can have everything. I don't remember the name of a book, but it was kind of like that. Well, if you want to have a nanny or an au pair or have your kids go to boarding school, yeah, you can have everything. You can't have like a quality everything. Like Tim Chantarangsu, Timothy De La Ghetto was talking about, but he was joking, I think, or maybe not. He's like, I like to be a little good at everything, not too good at any one specific thing. And maybe that was a joke, or maybe not, because he used to do sketches. Now he's doing podcasts. They have and that's the thing. Everybody's doing what we see everybody else doing. They have a clothing line. They have this. They have a that. Even Grim Stefan, he has a clothing line, as far as I know, merch, as they say. I don't know when he breaks down his stuff. Doesn't seem like he makes that much money from the merch. He's given up on the real estate and gone whole hog into YouTube. But he has like 2 channels and he's doing stuff every single day. What is the quality of the stuff that you think you're putting out if you are constantly looking for the next thing? I mean, if you look at these sword makers, or you look at anybody who is, according to the stereotypical master of something, whether it's a master samurai sword maker, or an artist, or a musician, or even that book, not 10,000 hours, you have to put in the time and you have to maintain. Anybody can tell you, yeah, you can speak a language fluently. You can, do any number of things. You can type really, really fast. But if you don't maintain your skill, you're going to lose it. You're going to forget words in the language. Your typing speed is going to go down. And yeah, you're still going to retain a certain level of skill above many people. But anyway, coming right back to the family. At the end of the day, people are not trained to be parents. We're not really trained to do very much. We sit down in a class that has a certain regimented outpouring of information. If we get it, we get it. If we don't get it, we don't get it. And they move on to the next topic, regardless. The relatively small amount of money that we pay in taxes, we can't afford to have the level of quality in any of these things that we would like. It just is not going to happen. If you want to really have quality parents or any skill, you're not going to get that from the relatively small amount of time that school has to inform us about any particular topic. If we really want to do something like that, we probably should have 3 topics and go over them for years, and then we're going to be really good at them. But trying to learn French or Spanish or science or music or mathematics or all these different things piled into school in a particular day, is not going to happen. So we shouldn't expect that they're going to be good parents, that many of them. But we should also expect that people are going to have to say that people are good parents, regardless. Because we need to maintain relationships with other people, and people shoot the messenger. There's a reason why they say don't shoot the messenger. Nobody wants to hear about what they're not good at. And even if you're going to admit, I'm not really a good parent myself, and neither is my mother, your mother can listen to the fact that you're not a good parent, but she doesn't want to hear the fact that she isn't a good parent. Even if you're not talking to her, it's going to get back to her. And even the people that you're talking to, you're probably going to be, if you wanted to be honest, you can't be, because then they wouldn't want to talk to you, because they have lots of other people who can easily lie to them. And it feels better to listen to people who lie to you. So yeah. Anyway, guys, maybe you can like, share, dislike, comment, subscribe, or any of the things that you would want someone else to do if you had posted something to the internet. Have a good one. Peace.